In the long and storied hunt for the secrets of Oak Island, few discoveries have had the power to shake the historical foundation quite like the unearthing of the Roman coin in 2024 on Lot 5. At first glance, it might seem like just another relic in the island's centuries-old mystery, but upon closer inspection, this artifact challenges everything we thought we knew about ancient transatlantic contact. Metallurgist Emma Culligan led the analysis of the coin, revealing it to be composed of 70% copper and 16% lead, a combination typical of Roman coinage minted around 200–300 AD. This discovery instantly sparked global intrigue. How could a Roman artifact, nearly 2 millennia old, be found buried on a remote island off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada? Historically, Roman influence was believed to have been confined to Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. The mainstream academic narrative has long maintained that no Old World civilization reached North America before the Norse explorers around 1000 AD. But this coin disrupts that timeline. It raises the possibility that Roman sailors or traders might have braved the Atlantic more than 1,000 years before Columbus. Could it have been part of a Roman exploratory mission lost to time? Was it brought by intermediaries, like the Phoenicians or early transoceanic travelers, who had interactions with the Romans? Or was it a relic passed down through centuries and finally buried on Oak Island as part of a later expedition, perhaps by the Templars or early European seafarers? The implications are profound. This isn't just about Oak Island anymore, it's about rewriting global maritime history. If confirmed to be authentically Roman and placed on the island in antiquity, the coin could point to a forgotten chapter of human exploration, one in which the boundaries of the known world were broader than our textbooks ever acknowledged. The discovery of the Roman coin has electrified both historians and theorists. For the Lagina brothers and their team, it isn't just another clue. It's a potential cornerstone in understanding why Oak Island has been the focus of so many treasure legends. If such a coin could find its way there, what else, or who else, might have left their mark on this hauntingly mysterious piece of land? This singular discovery reawakens an old question. Is Oak Island a hiding place not only for gold or relics, but for forbidden history itself? Part 2. The discovery of a gemstone in the swamp. Glimmers of a hidden treasure. In the annals of Oak Island lore, the swamp has always been a source of mystery, suspicion, and intrigue. But in 2024, this murky patch of land gave up one of its most dazzling secrets, a gemstone. At first, it sparkled faintly in the mud, unassuming in size yet rich in implications. But as the team of researchers examined it further, it became clear that this was no ordinary stone. This could be a long-lost piece of a treasure that has haunted Oak Island's legend for more than 2 centuries. The discovery was made during a routine excavation in the swamp, an area long suspected by theorists to have been artificially created, possibly to conceal something of great value. With the help of modern scanning technology, the team detected a dense anomaly beneath the surface. Upon careful digging, they unearthed what appeared to be a cut gemstone, still embedded in compacted earth. When the gemstone was examined by experts, including gemologists and archaeologists, it was identified as a cut garnet of European origin, most likely dating back to the 16th or 17th century. That timeline coincides with the early age of exploration, a period rife with secret voyages, lost ships, and buried treasure. Could this be a fragment of the fabled Templar hoard? Or was it part of a royal treasury spirited away by fleeing nobles? Taitusai Swamp's location between the Money Pit and other historically significant sites deepens the mystery. Over the years, many theorists have speculated that the swamp may be connected to an underground tunnel system, potentially designed to move or hide treasure without detection. The gemstone's presence seems to validate this theory. After all, what are the odds of finding such a rare and finely cut gem in a place supposedly untouched by European hands for centuries? Historically, gemstones were not just objects of wealth but also symbols of power, often embedded in crowns, crosses, or royal relics. If this garnet was once part of a ceremonial object, its presence on Oak Island could signify something far more important than personal treasure, perhaps a sacred relic or a politically sensitive artifact intentionally hidden from the world. The discovery of the gemstone electrified the Oak Island Fellowship. For the first time in years, physical evidence hinted at a tangible reward for their tireless search. It also reignited public fascination, with viewers around the world speculating whether the swamp could be the true hiding place of the island's greatest secret. In the world of Oak Island, where every artifact is a clue, and every clue deepens the mystery, this gemstone glitters not just as a physical object, but as a symbol of hope. Hope that the legend is real. Hope that centuries of myth and mystery might finally converge into the greatest historical discovery of modern times. Part 3. Artifacts suggesting knights, Templar presence, echoes of a sacred brotherhood. Of all the theories swirling around Oak Island, none captivates the imagination quite like the one involving the enigmatic Knights Templar. In 2024, new discoveries reignited that centuries-old legend, with artifacts unearthed that bear unmistakable hallmarks of Templar origin. These weren't just relics, they were whispers from the past, echoing the presence of a secretive order long believed to have vanished from history. Among the most striking finds was a lead cross, discovered near the island's western edge, not far from previous Templar-linked locations. What set this cross apart was not just its crude design, but its uncanny resemblance to symbols found in southern France, the historical stronghold of the Templars before their persecution by King Philip IV in 1307. The shape, material, and engraving style all pointed toward medieval European craftsmanship, with indications that it could date back to the 13th or 14th century. Accompanying this were fragments of what appeared to be ceremonial tools, pieces of iron and bronze etched, with sacred geometry, religious motifs, and markings consistent with the Latin rule, the Templar Code of Conduct. These weren't random objects lost to time. They were purposeful, symbolic, and charged with historical weight. Historically, the Knights Templar were more than just warriors. They were guardians of secrets, bankers to kings, and protectors of religious relics. After their sudden and violent suppression, legends emerged that they had fled with treasures from Solomon's temple, relics too dangerous or powerful to fall into royal hands. And one of those legends has always pointed to Oak Island as their final hiding place. The new artifacts lent fresh credibility to this theory. Could the Templars have sailed across the Atlantic, centuries before Columbus, carrying their sacred charges to a remote island in the New World? If so, they may have created complex underground systems to bury their treasures, vaults, booby traps, even false leads, to protect their legacy from those who would exploit it. Some researchers believe the island's infamous money pit aligns with known Templar engineering principles, including layered construction, flood tunnels, and decoy shafts. The 2024 discoveries seem to confirm that whoever engineered the traps on Oak Island had not just resources, but deep knowledge of esoteric designs, a hallmark of Templar architecture. To the team of explorers, the implications were monumental. The evidence was no longer just anecdotal or theoretical, it was tangible. And while the full picture remains buried beneath layers of earth and secrecy, these Templar-linked finds offer the most compelling proof yet that Oak Island may not just be a site of treasure, but of sacred history deliberately hidden from the world. These discoveries blur the line between legend and reality, between faith and fact. For those who have devoted their lives to unraveling the Oak Island mystery, the presence of the Knights Templar is no longer just a thrilling possibility. It is a path that may finally lead to the truth. Part 4. The discovery of a stone. Pathway. Footsteps of a lost civilization. In 2024, as the team turned their attention once again to the island's swamp, a place long rumored to conceal man-made secrets, a subtle but monumental discovery emerged. A stone pathway meticulously laid and buried beneath layers of muck and thyme. At first glance, it appeared unremarkable, just a formation of stones. But as excavation continued, its structured layout, deliberate design, and historical alignment pointed to something extraordinary. This was no natural occurrence. Using LiDAR, scans, ground-penetrating radar, and meticulous digging, the Fellowship team revealed a pathway constructed from flat, interlocking stones, stretching beneath the swamp and oriented toward key historical locations on the island, most notably the supposed Money Pit and Smith's Cove. This wasn't a random road. It was a conduit, possibly centuries old, built with precision and purpose. The question was, who built it and why? From a historical perspective, the presence of such a pathway in the swamp challenges everything believed about the island's early history. For centuries, Oak Island was thought to be untouched wilderness before the 18th century treasure hunts began. Yet this structure implies organized labor, planning, and deep familiarity with construction techniques. Scholars speculate that such a pathway could have served multiple functions. It might have been a concealed transport route for moving heavy chests or sacred relics. It could have linked subterranean tunnels used for hiding treasure. Or, intriguingly, it may have served as a part of a complex booby trap system designed to mislead would-be treasure hunters. One of the most compelling theories ties this pathway directly to the Knights Templar or other medieval European groups, possibly French or Portuguese navigators. The craftsmanship of the stones, as well as their arrangement, mirrors designs seen in old European crypts and monastic walkways. This suggests that whoever built it not only knew what they were doing, but was operating in secrecy, guided by a higher purpose. Historically, building such a structure in a swamp would have required intense labor, engineering skill, and a strong motivation. You don't construct a pathway in a flooded area unless you're trying to move something or someone discreetly. And if that something was precious enough to risk constructing in such harsh terrain, it speaks volumes about its importance. 2. The Oak Island team. This discovery offered more than just another puzzle piece. It offered physical proof that the swamp, long overlooked as a natural oddity, might actually be the epicenter of the island's mystery. Every stone laid in that ancient path felt like a footprint from the past, footsteps of a hidden operation that spanned oceans and centuries. The pathway is more than just a road. It's a message, one carved in stone, half buried, waiting for the modern world to catch up. A whisper from history that says, we were here, and we left something behind. In 2024, the Oak Island team made a stunning discovery on Lot 26 and Neo, unassuming patch of land away from the more famous Money Pit zone. There, beneath layers of sediment and vegetation, they uncovered what appeared to be an ancient stone well. But this was no ordinary colonial feature. Dating methods and structural analysis revealed the well could be up to 900 years old, placing its origin as far back as the 12th or 13th century. Such a revelation shook the foundation of known North American history. Until now, the oldest documented wells on the island dated to the 18th century, when early settlers and treasure hunters began to arrive. But this new find predates them by centuries. Its construction, featuring hand-chiseled stone rings and a European-style circular shaft, bears all the marks of medieval engineering, raising the chilling possibility that the island was visited, or even settled, by unknown people long before the Age of Discovery. The implications are extraordinary. Who built this well? What were they doing on Oak Island at a time when North America was believed to be untouched by European hands? One prevailing theory ties the well to the Knights Templar or their allies, fleeing persecution after their abrupt downfall in 1307. Historical legends suggest the Templars traveled in secret, taking their knowledge and sacred relics across the seas. Some researchers believe they established hidden strongholds throughout the Atlantic world, with Oak Island possibly being one of them. The well could have served as a freshwater source for such a clandestine outpost. Its location on Lot 26, near other significant finds such as the lead cross and the stone roadway, suggests this area may have once supported a full camp or even a long-term settlement. In historical terms, it would mean rewriting the narrative of pre-Columbian contact and medieval exploration in the Western Hemisphere. Moreover, water from the well was tested and showed mineral deposits consistent with centuries of use and natural filtration, further supporting its age and authenticity. Unlike shallow colonial wells, this one was deep and reinforced with great care, implying it served more than just a passing visitor. To the Oak Island Fellowship, this find added a new dimension to their quest. They were no longer just chasing a treasure. They were uncovering a forgotten human presence, a footprint from the distant past that had somehow slipped through the cracks of recorded history. The well is more than a structure. It's a historical anchor point. It suggests people were not only visiting Oak Island